this Friday the 18th. Everybody loves Fridays. I am just like you guys, glad the weekend is here. I hope you guys are ready to work hard today and finish the week well and learn some more math. Now, we're going to do something a little different today. Before I make announcements, talk about the day, do anything, we're going to immediately go over your quizzes, okay? Immediately. So go ahead and make sure you have your quizzes out, and let's go over those right now. Before I start going over your quizzes, let me first give you some statistics. Every mistake on your quiz was 5 points off. So if you want to add up the mistakes that you made and multiply it by 5, subtract from 100, that should give you the appropriate grade. Number 2, some of you have this written on your quiz. 95 plus 5 equals 99. Now, Mr. Earhart did not forget how to add. This is a Berean rule. This is not my rule. If someone in the class has a perfect quiz, and actually there were 2 someones like that, but if there's a person with a perfect quiz or a test, no one else is allowed to get a 100 with bonus points. And so the highest you can get is a 99. Now, if no one had a perfect quiz, then you could definitely get a 100 with your bonus points, but not if someone had a perfect quiz. The 2 highest grades were Abigail and Michael. Those 2 both had 100s, so congratulations to them. Now, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 A's. 7. There was a C, a D, and an F, and another C. Now look, guys, I am not disappointed. I thought 70% of the class knew this math really, really well. I was very pleased with you. And actually, there's another A I didn't count because Kobe took the quiz late, so she's not on my list, but she had an A also, so I was very pleased with most of the grades. But if you missed a problem and you do not know what your mistake was, would you please pay attention right now, guys? Please. Let's go over your quiz. Do you care about your grade or not? If you do, let's go over your quiz, okay? If you don't, then there's not a lot I can do for you, okay? But I hope you'll care enough to find your mistake. By the way, feel free to fast forward to the problem that you struggle with, okay? By the way, I'm using a mouse, not a pen, so it'll be a little sloppy. Anytime you find the slope of a line and I give you 2 points, you're welcome to draw the graph and plot the points, but that is a big waste of time. We have a formula, y minus y, and again I'm using a mouse, so it'll be a little sloppy. Y minus y over x minus x. Y minus y, here's your y, and here's your y. 5 minus a negative 4. Then x minus x, here's your x, here's your x. 1 minus 9. Now, 5 minus a negative 4 is 5 plus 4, that's 9. 1 negative 9 is negative 8. A positive over a negative makes the whole slope negative, and 9 over 8 is 9 eighths. One of you put 1 and 1/8, and I gave you credit for it, but I wrote you a note. We don't write slopes as mixed numbers. We write them as improper fractions, okay? So that's the first problem. Find your mistake. I think one person graphed these on a coordinate plane and tried to count the rise over run, and I think they missed it. Guys, I'm telling you, the formula's a lot easier to use, okay? Now, when I give you a graph like this, that's different. Here we're going to use rise over run. So, here's my line right here, okay? Here's my ordered pairs here and here. So we draw a right triangle going over and then up, or we draw a right triangle going up and then over. It doesn't matter, okay? Either way, here's my right triangle. Now the formula, and again I'm using a mouse, so please understand that. The formula is rise over run, okay? Now my rise number is 1. You start here, and you don't count until you move 1. So my rise is 1. My run is, start here, don't count until you move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my rise is 1, my run is 5, so rise over run. is simple, guys. By the way, here's the left side of the line, here's the right side of the line. Starting from left and going to right is it sloping upward or downward? Upward. So the slope is positive. If the line would have been sloping downward like this, then your slope would be negative. Please understand that. Okay, moving on to our graphing. I asked you to graph this problem here, this linear equation, using the table of values method, okay? So here we go. Table of values method, x, y. I always use the numbers 0, 1, and 2. So if we put a 0 in for x, negative 2/3 times 0 plus 4, where the x is right here, I put a 0. 2/3 times 0, 0 plus 4 is 4. Now a lot of you messed up here with your y values. Watch your little mistakes, okay? Right here in the parentheses, I'm going to put the number 1, because that's the next number on my table of values. 1. So negative 2/3 times 1 is negative 2/3. And a positive 4. If you'll use your calculator, it's like 4 minus negative 2/3 positive 4 is the same thing as 4 minus 2/3, okay? And if you have 4 and you take away 2/3, you're left with 3 and 1/3. 3 and 1/3. Alright? So there we go. Now, let's go ahead and substitute in 2 for x right here. 2. Well, negative 2/3 times a positive 2 is a negative 4/3, or in other words, a negative 1 and 1/3, okay? So 2 over 3 times 2 over 1 is negative 4/3, which is negative 1 and 1/3. So I'm going to turn it around and write 4 minus, or 4 negative 1 and 1/3. Well, 4 take away 1 is 3, and then take away a third. That's going to leave you with 2 and 2/3, okay? 4 minus 1 is 3, and then take a third away from 3, and you're left with 2 and 2/3. So kind of weird fractions, but not a big deal. You guys are big students. You can figure that kind of stuff out. Here's my coordinate plane. I think that's all we're going to need. My first ordered pair is 0, 4. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here is 0, 4. My next ordered pair is over 1, up 3 1/3. Over 1, up 3 1/3. My next ordered pair is over 2, and up 2 2/3. Right here. And then draw your line. Not too difficult, okay? Alright, that's graphing a linear equation using the table of values method. Okay? Table of values method. Alright, next we're going to graph this linear equation by using the slope-intercept method. So the first thing we must do is get y by itself. So we're going to take the 4x, bring it to the other side to get y by itself. So I'm left with 5y equals 10, negative 4x. Now to get y by itself, I'm going to divide each term by 4, or by 5, excuse me. These cancel. 10 divided by 5 is 2. A negative divided by a positive is negative. And 4 divided by 5 is just 4/5. 4/5 x. Okay? So there, if you're going to use the slope-intercept method, you must first isolate the y. Okay? And we did that. We got y all by itself. So we're looking pretty good so far. Now, remember the constant term is always your b, your y-intercept. And your slope is always the x coefficient. So we're good. Now students, listen, it doesn't matter where you put this negative sign. You can put it with the 4 or the 5. Okay, I'm going to put it with a 4 because I feel like it. No big deal. So my y-intercept is 2. So I'm going to put a point right here at 2 on the y-axis. That's my y-intercept 2. Then from there, now look, I've got a negative 4. So my rise, I'm going to go down, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I went down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then my 5 is positive. So I'm going to go to the right. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That's it. And draw your line. I hope this is helping you guys, okay? And then lastly, the last problem on the quiz. I asked you to graph the linear equation using the slope-intercept method. Double-intercept method. Double-intercept method. So, I'm going to find the x-intercept first. In order to find the x-intercept, you put 0 in for y. This is one of my favorite methods. It's very quick and very easy. 3 times 0 is 0, so 4x minus 0 is 4x. So 4x equals 24. Now divide both sides by 4, and x equals 6. So there's my x-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Alright, next, we're going to find the y-intercept by putting 0 in for x. So here's my x. I'm going to put 4 times 0 minus 3y equals 24. Now, 4 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3y is negative 3y. And then equals 24. Now divide both sides by a negative 3. These cancel. Y equals positive over a negative is negative. 24 over 3 is 8. So the y-intercept is negative 8. There we go, right there. And then, of course, we graph the line, okay? Hopefully a better line than that. And that's it, alright? Really shouldn't curve like that at all, to be honest with you. And there we go. Okay, guys. Alright, now let's continue on with our announcements like usual, okay? Here we go. So at this time, go ahead and put your quizzes up. We're just going to put them off to the side, and let's go over the rest of the day now. We'll have a quiz or a test next week. A quiz or a test. I'll give you more information next week on that. You do owe me homework from last night, page 97, 17 through 23, and 29 through 36. So, students, please get this out now. Put your name on it and get this turned in, okay? And by the way, if you do not have it done, I am not emailing your parents. I will explain why later. There's a reason for that. There are no incompletes. That's a good job on that. Today we will be taking notes and working on homework like usual. Taking notes and working on homework. The video today continues to deal with graphing. We have learned how to graph linear equations, inequalities both. And so today we'll be moving on to graphing a different type of function or equation called absolute value equations. Pretty simple. They're long to do. They take a while, but they're not difficult. The video today is called Algebra 2, Lesson 2.6. The homework that is due tomorrow is, here's your homework assignment, not too bad, 8 problems. Page 105, numbers 29 through 43 odd. Page 105, numbers 29 through 43 odd, okay? That's your homework that's due, well, not tomorrow, sorry. That's your homework that is due on Friday, or Monday. Wow, you can tell it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. There we go. Alright, the help video is called Algebra 2, Lesson 2.6 Homework. Algebra 2, Lesson 2.6 Homework. Now let's talk about the future of this class, okay? I talked to a young man yesterday in the class, and I just didn't realize there's still problems going on, guys. And I am ready right now to come in there and start teaching the class on a daily basis. Okay? The problem with that is we forgot about Henry and Kobe. So if I come in there and teach first hour, you understand, students, I cannot make videos and teach, okay? It's one or the other. I can't make the video, stay up late, and get up early. Now, rest assured, I will still make videos because I want my students to not ask questions on their homework in class, okay? I want that taken care of at home. So having said that, even if we go to a class where I'm coming in and teaching every day, there will still be homework help videos. Now, Mr. Aaron, I like the video class. I know, but if you like the video class, you're probably one of the students whose device is actually working, okay? And we just can't continue this. It's crazy to expect students to go home and watch a video and do homework at night, especially if you're a volleyball player and basketball season's right around the corner and then soccer season, okay? So, the problem with me coming in is we have two students, Libby and Henry, excuse me, Kobe and Henry, who are in the first hour class. So we're keeping that as an option. We're trying to think how we can change that around. But as of now, and I talked to a young man Friday after school, and he told me he's really having problems with his device. As of now, Mr. Long is coming in over the weekend to put in new something points. I forget what it's called. Access points. So there'll be new signals shooting out to different places, and I hope we can distribute you guys back to your original rooms, okay? But again, we'll see. So I will be there Monday to see how it goes, not to teach. We're going to give this a chance, and I'm telling you why. If I have to come in there and teach, fine. But if I do that, that's going to make Mr. Harmon's job really difficult with changing Henry and Kobe's schedule around so that they're in first hour math. In fact, it might not even be possible. And so we're really trying to get this fixed, okay? So Monday I'm coming in, not to teach, to see how everything goes. And I might come in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday if I have to see how things are going, because this must get fixed. Your education is depending upon it, okay? So for those that are getting frustrated, I am willing to come in and teach the class. However, there is a problem with the two students doing 6 hours, so we're considering all of this. I will be there Monday to see how the new access points help, okay? Okay, that's all for today. Please get to work with the teaching video, and when you're finished, work on your homework. Have a great weekend. Relax a little bit. Enjoy yourself, and I will talk to you guys on Monday. Contact me if you have any questions.